All right, guys, we are going live. Getting some a little bit of active weather out here. We got a tornado warning storm up here in Montana, and it's was rotating pretty good. It looks like it's calmed down a little bit, but it's still rotating, and it's heading right towards Geraldine. Regardless, Geraldine in Montana, you're about to get hit by a bunch of hail, and this storm also has a severe warning on it, golf ball size hail and up to 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So we do have a tornado warning storm with a big meso on it, and we do have hail and some winds coming. So if there's anybody tuning in from Geraldine, you definitely want to get in your safe spots just in case. We do have right here a really strong rotation, literally heading right towards Geraldine as we speak. So you got a little bit of time still, but not much. The storm's moving quick. I believe it's set at 40 miles an hour. Yeah, it's moving east at 40 miles an hour. So you guys definitely want to get in your safe spots now. Basically, looking at this latest scan, it definitely looked like the rotation picked up a bit here. Right in the inflow notch coming in. So, yeah. They might want to upgrade this. I'm not sure if they're going to. Let me see. Can't really tell if we have a debris signature. We have lots of hail. But it's checking out on the velocities. I mean, we definitely got a pretty tight area of rotation. We got our old hook. The hook looked a little more pronounced there the last couple scans, but it's definitely rotating a bit there. And on our in-rot, it's also showing where we got a good strong area rotation. So it's showing many signs of pretty good rotation.
Looking at Echo Tops, it kind of went down on this one.
Go ahead and take a 3D view of it as
came
well.
Up a little bit on this, just over Red Lodge again. That's what they're working on.
Yep.
That's what they're
big
coming
old
off of.
rotating super
Getting
cell.
a little shy on us.
Must be some dry air there. What's our dew point at now?
Not sure how good of a 3D
let me make
view
sure
we're
that
going to get
could
on
be
this
out of
thing
date.
with all this hail this storm's cranking out, but give it a shot. Well, I guess, I mean,
Yeah, 64, 63.
definitely shows where the rotation is. I guess it looks pretty obvious to me where our tornado could end up dropping right in here. I mean, that's a pretty obvious 3D view. Now, the velocities are pretty up there on this one as too. My goodness. So, yeah, guys, definitely take your safe spot. This is looking a little more concerning than I thought after looking at this 3D view. I'm kind of looking at this 3D view as well, and we're looking at the hail and
Near Harlow.
there really isn't a whole lot of hail between the radar and where this storm's rotation is, so that might be the actual funnel inside this storm.
Tesla scale discussion.
Spinning up right there, so yeah, definitely get in your safe spot in Geraldine, Montana.
Upgrade to Tornado Watch.
No.
And I assume we are live. I did click start the live stream. Let's take a look. Yep, we're live. We're live.
Talking tornadoes in there.
Nobody's just talking
As
chat,
of
but
right
we are
now.
definitely live. I see people here. That 3D view looked pretty scary. That was also a couple minutes ago too. It looks like the storm's calmed down a little bit more since that 3D view, because we had like a really high strong velocities there when I did that 3D view. I think that 3D view is back in this area here. It was really rotating really strong, so it's probably not as threatening as that last 3D view, but it still looks like it could possibly drop a tornado. We actually got some really cranked up velocities here at one point in time. Yeah, back in here, man, this thing was really cranking good. And yeah, I mean, we do have a lot of interference. We got it's just a big mess. I mean, you got, look at this hail signature
Run this
here.
for 17 more.
80 dBc up through here. I mean, big old hail core the size of
I really
Maryland,
can't see
pretty much.
the real base.
So I don't know how legit this scan was back then, but I mean, we definitely have a good rotation on this thing.
Oh. Little wiggle.
But yeah, that is definitely one good 3D view, I would say. But yeah, this is making its way to Geraldine. I mean, it's knocking on your door now. I'm sure it's raining hard there, so make sure you guys take your safe spot. I will go ahead and do that 3D view one more time because that was a really neat look. Looks like the storm's definitely changing its ways
Got
here
the
recently.
teeter-totter going
It
there.
looks like the 3D view isn't reaching down as far in this latest scan, but the one before this, woo, buddy, did that look scary. If anything looks like a tornado, I don't know what else does, because my goodness, that thing really was showing some velocities there in the 3D view. Geraldine does have quite a few houses. I was looking at it before the storm pulled in on it. Let me grab Google Maps real quick. Geraldine, Montana. By the way, I looked up more information on that storm the other night that went through Bugsby, and I found out that Bugsby has a really low population. A lot of those houses are abandoned, so yeah, I was just showing the 3D view on this Astronomy Kit. Man, this thing has a crazy 3D view on it. I'll pull it up again real quick. Looks like it's getting sloppy right before it gets to Geraldine, so that's good.
Right on the other side of that mountain.
Yeah, like our latest 3D scan, you can see where it's really reaching down. But the one before this, oh my goodness, that looks scary. That's a $1 million 3D view right there.
There's two storms, right? That are
Yeah.
okay.
Mainly one thing, because there's tons of hail, and you also got, you know,
so
so much hail contamination. We're
Yeah, I
only
see
getting
that
the
over there.
velocities from one side of the rotation. So,
maybe the front real
but
high
yeah,
base
it's
is probably the
pretty
dying
good
front
looking
storm.
3D view, I'd say.
10 o'clock right there.
Yeah.
11.
Now it's LA 11.
A little more base action here. A little moisture cloud underneath it.
Looks like they let the tornado warning expire. It's still rotating a little bit here. Doesn't look nearly as crazy as it did. Yeah, anybody just hopping in? We're looking at a storm here and running into Geraldine here in Montana. We're way up north. Way up north. But regardless, yes, Geraldine's going to see a lot of action, whether this thing drops a tornado or not, because this massive
What a
hail core is
fire hose
literally
of
on
convection.
top of Geraldine right now.
Woo-wee. We got a fire hose here. It's
What do
giving
we have
birth
on this
to
storm?
two
I believe this is one of the
supercells.
severe destructive warnings. Double check what our latest warning is in this. Golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour
This
wind
other one's
gusts.
trying to be wrapped.
Damaged roof, siding
Wrapped
windows
with
and
strong
vehicles.
water.
Wind damaged roof, siding and trees.
Caress.
Yeah. It has a base. See what the 2.2
Our hail
we go
course
up in
really
this
changed
plateau.
Yeah,
position
yeah.
here in the last
We're at
couple
63
scans.
here.
I mean, looking at this storm, seeing how stretched that hail core was, it looks like it just basically lined up to make sure it hits Geraldine with the most amount of hail possible at this point. Hopefully that doesn't continue. But it looks like we have a big, long line of hail coming through Geraldine now. No shark tornadoes today, I don't think. Them sharknadoes are pretty rare.
Damn, those things are small, aren't they?
Last one I seen was out off the coast of Texas, southern Texas.
What's that?
Yeah, rotation's pretty minimal at this point, so that's a good thing, being so close to this town now.
I think that's inflow. True if it was.
Oh yeah, this thing's nice and sloppy. This looks really good for Geraldine. Not the hail though. The hail still looks pretty bad. But as for chances of tornadoes now, it's looking pretty slim, so that's really good.
There's your base.
It could definitely recycle, so we're going to keep an eye on it.
Small base.
It's just crazy how much transformation the storm's gone through in the last, 10 minutes or so. And this thing had a big old hook on it. And
Protection
it
of your
just
fillings.
looks like a storm just convected south of it and crashed right into it. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. Saved by storm convection, it seems. We had a big old storm crash right into it. Just formed right in front of it. Right there. Look at that. Good stuff.
I wonder what that is.
This little guy saved the day right here. Yeah, right in there. Just formed up, crashed right in the storm. I made it nice and sloppy just in time for Geraldine. But yeah, we got a big laundry list of severe storms right now. We got them a little bit all over the place. We got some in Virginia. We got some in Colorado. We got some in Montana,
Nice,
New
see another chimney
Mexico,
rock out here.
Nebraska, North Carolina, all over the place right now with 3 destructives, which 2 of them are in New Mexico, and we got the one up here in Montana, which is the storm we're looking at. So we need to get another
Don't see
radar
that in
going down in
Paris.
New Mexico to see what's going on down there with those severe destructives.
It sounded like a brake pump. Do you hear that? Smell that? Is it possible? Oh no.
I do smell rubber.
Oh, it's cows. That's rubber?
Does it smell like something?
All right,
Is that
well,
an
look at this
airbag?
latest scan.
I think we'd be dragging if an airbag went out.
Yeah, we'll know. That compressor should start running.
This storm has really gone through a major
Could just
transformation.
be us bottoming out a lot.
Looks like
You'll
it's going to
start
start
hitting the
rotating down
asphalt.
towards the bottom part of the storm here now.
Just going.
We'll see how this storm turns out, but it still
We
looks
probably
like
leave a little
Geraldine
smoke cloud every time we
is
bottom
getting
out.
Yeah.
a serious
When a
amount of
plane
hail
lands.
still and square booty, square butt. I don't, that's the weirdest town name I've ever seen, to be honest. Let's check out that town. 'Cause square butts in the line of these big storms too.
Think he's getting ready to fish?
That'd be incredible.
I don't know who named this town and I don't know how you pronounce it, but goodness, where did my Google Maps go? I just had it a minute ago. But anyways, let's go ahead and pull this up. I haven't actually refreshed this in a while, so let's like
Got a base. Look at that.
see if it's the same, because this was our 2% chance for tornadoes to date earlier. I haven't refreshed this in a long time, so let's see what this looks like now. Okay, so they made it a little bigger. They kind of spread it out a little more. So our 2% chance for tornadoes is in a little bit larger of an area. Let's check over on the East Coast, see if they have anything else over here. Yep. So we do have a little smaller area down here in Virginia, North Carolina as well,
Might not be in the
with 2%
Big
chance of
Dipper.
tornadoes. So you definitely see
Big
some
Dipper,
action
that's
in
the big
both
greasy
areas today. Let's look at
Equipops.
our basically our severe weather
This west of Reed
area.
Point.
So yep, we got a pretty high area of severe weather up here in Montana and the other areas nearby, and then a little bit more of an enhanced risk over here in Virginia and North Carolina as well, and a little bit of a stronger severe storms down here through Texas up into
Could
Arkansas
always
as
go
well.
north like up here. And wait for
Yeah,
the
it looks
east.
like this is basically going to be the main area for the crazy storms tonight, it seems. But it seems like every single day we've been getting some nasty storms in Virginia for at least the last week. They've just been getting it rough lately. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this storm. Looks like it's starting to develop a little bit of an inflow notch there. Got a little bit of activity down here towards the bottom of it, so we're gonna keep an eye on this one. Let's go take a look down at
Still producing rain, this little thing.
take a look down at New Mexico, see what's going on down there.
That little thing. Just doing this thing.
But that worked out good. I'm glad that thing kind of
Then we gotta
fell
go back
apart
north
before it
west
got on top of
Montana.
Geraldine, because that was looking pretty scary there for a minute.
We may have to start picking and choosing.
All right, Sterling. This one's in Sterling, Virginia. Man, we got a ton of storms on top of Virginia right now. My goodness, there's just storms galore on top of
Maybe we
Virginia.
just pick and choose all of
Nothing
them.
but
That's what we
rain,
gotta do.
rain, and more rain and thunderstorms. Let's go to New Mexico. It's getting plumb wild,
Storm
guys.
struggling in
Plumb
front of
wild.
us. Gotta go north.
So I'm gonna go ahead and flash our severe destructives to see which ones are okay. So these guys down here are severe destructives.
This is the last one.
Yeah,
that
this
still
is
has
kind
the
of in a
base just
bad
above,
radar spot
your
because I
red
know we got
bottom
like
thing is trying to
mountains
come
here
off
that
the
cuts off
mountains
a lot of stuff. So I think, yeah, we're not even gonna be able to
Tough
see
managed
it from that
roads
radar
here,
site.
too, or we're going to blow an airbag.
Let's try this one over here
and
in
have to spend the
Texas.
next 3 or 4 days out here.
And also look at the
But if this
national
storm takes
weather
off, we're going to chase it off to the
satellite
northeast.
radar as well.
And if it dies, then we're going to go north to
yeah,
Billings.
we're
Maybe
really
north
not
from
seeing a
there,
whole lot
position
on these
for
right here.
new storms that are developing in central Montana.
Definitely looks like it has
little
lots of
more vigorous up
velocity
there,
in
but
these
if this thing
storms.
can
Let's
hit
take a
the
look at
moisture,
what the
it'll
national
take
weather has
off.
them warned for.
That's why we came out here. Hold
All
on.
right. So they're saying 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail for these storms in New Mexico.
Yeah,
Let me check
25
the other
times
one.
there.
Yep, same thing goes for this one, 70-mile-an-hour winds. So I'm trying to think how I can get them. There really isn't a good look on these storms at the moment, just kind of where we're at.
Oh, yeah.
We got these hills right here that's basically blocking our main New Mexico radar.
What's our dew
So
point now?
63.
this is really all we have, and
Should
we're
do it.
basically seeing these from 13,000 feet. Looks like we might be missing a little information from this
Hold
radar
on.
as well, because these storms look kind of
Bump
skimpy
sign.
looking. But yeah, let's take a look at it on national weather, see what they look like. Also,
Just watch out for that.
I believe these are in mostly
corner.
a
Right here.
unpopulated area. I mean, it looks like we have a couple
yeah,
towns
you
here
gotta
like
hit your hand.
Toya,
That would-
Mentone,
That could end your
down in
chase.
Texas. And, you know, we got a couple towns up here in New Mexico. Looks like a lot of oil fields out here. But yeah, we got a big line of towns here. Bennett, Jow,
Nobody
Teague,
likes to end their
Maypins, and
chase.
Eunice. They're working their way towards you now. These big windy
Any
beasts.
chance this is a lead one? and
Looks
that-
like Carlsbad just got hit by these.
Back in there is going to be the more vigorous one.
Should probably check the power outages too to see what kind of damage these things been doing.
Is that 16?
Oh,
miles
nice!
for
You
that
just
one?
uploaded
Back
your new
there is
video.
the,
That's great.
Grumpy.
Yeah, if anybody,
See that mass back there.
Jacob, which is Mr. Tornado Tracker, he's been making some videos on how to read the radar and stuff. Anybody wants to watch, just you can right click on his name and pull up his YouTube account if you want.
Came
Check
up
him
on
out.
top, back one.
For some reason, when I post links, it doesn't work. I think it's something blocked from YouTube. All right, where is my national weather radar? Here it is. Okay.
You got 3 miles of paved road left and go north.
Yeah, they're looking pretty skimpy on the national weather radar too. So I
Thank
think this is
goodness
just
that
like a
man on
global
radar to
problem.
reload these echo
These
towers.
storms could be bigger than this, but just because we're so far from the radar.
Big bump!
Uh-oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's Reed Timmer screaming at?
Little piece of the car
He's screaming at something.
fall.
I don't think they're at any tornadoes yet, but they're screaming at something.
We probably need to patch those.
Big pothole. I think that's what he said. Big pothole.
Should have brought some concrete out here.
I'm sorry. Let me turn him
I
down a
would just
little
lay
bit.
the
He's so
bags
loud.
of it in there and call it a day. Wouldn't
He's
you?
louder than me. I'm sorry about that, guys. Okay. So let's go ahead and get on our power outage, see what's going on with these storms. So looks like right now most of the power outages are in Texas, but we do got these severe storms in New Mexico. So 1,000 people lost power or houses in Eddy County. That's where the storms are right now. And another 167 households in Chaves County. So these things are definitely doing some damage. Doesn't seem too major, but it's also a really open area that's very unpopulated in area. So there's a very high chance, these storms just aren't hitting towns. So there's, we do have some power outages from these storms down in New Mexico right now. And we do have quite a few power outages back over here in Grant County as well, and only 13 houses in Catron County, but that's where these severe destructive storms are at down here in New Mexico. Let's go back up to Montana, where our recently tornado warned storm was. Yeah, AMC. I was looking too. Like I seen it over my side. I was like, holy crap! Reed screamed so loud it scared me, and I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm watching Reed Timmer over in the. I try not to pop him up too much because he gets angry when you play his videos. Sometimes I don't want to. I don't make him. I don't want to make him angry. He's a legend. All right. So this was our recently tornado warning storm that just went through Geraldine. It's looking like a big old mess. And I know Reed, he's out in Montana. We got quite a few storm chasers out in Montana today. Let's kind of take a look through. All right, so we got. Oh, here's a really good guy I really like. Storm Runner Media. They're out hunting tornadoes as well today, and they are in. Let's see here. Target storm, southern Montana storms. So they're going towards the southern Montana storms right now. So they're kind of down towards there. Oh no, this is Reed. Reed's got the same UI as we got the same UI as oh, the other guys now. That's a nice new UI. Pull up all the guys that are out chasing today. So yeah, we got Reed, we got Storm Runner Media. Yeah, look, I think he has very similar UI to Storm Runner Media now. They look very close to the same. Not exactly the same, but close. So Storm Runner Media is in Lewistown, Montana. Find out where Lewistown is. How you doing, Jonathan? How did I lose my Google Maps? It's okay, I'll just open another one. We'll find out where these guys. Well, that's a big, scary looking mothership right there. I actually do have X, but I haven't used it like since last year. All right. Alright, so these guys are way up north, so they're here up here in Lewistown. They're not, I think they're looking at the storm that was just tornado warned, I believe. Oh wait, no, I think they're on this one. Yeah. Lewistown, they're right here on this big guy right here. So that's the storm we're looking at right now. Let's take a 3D view of the one they're looking at. Man, that thing looks really big. So this is where Storm Runner Media is. They're out here on this big guy. Hey Charlotte, how you doing? Welcome back. It was getting plumb wild there for a minute. Full Ryan Hall style. We had a storm that was literally about to drop a big tornado and it got sloppy, which is good because it was heading right towards the town. Yeah, this thing definitely has some potential. It's got a lot of upper level velocities. I mean, it kind of looks like a pretty common supercell that's starting to spin things up. And Storm Intermedia is basically waiting. There's no way this thing don't have a severe warning yet. Oh, it did. It just got it. It just got one, I believe. Yep, it just got a severe warning. So they're saying up to 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, quarter-size hail in this storm. This one's actually heading right into grass range right now. That is a beautiful view, I tell you what. Yeah, there's been tons of storms all over, man. I was gonna say Virginia's been getting hammered nonstop for like the last week, it seems. These Montana storms are a little different, man. They don't seem to act like your normal Tornado Alley storms, you know. Yeah, they're a little different. I mean, we're in a whole different territory, you know. I don't think I've ever basically tracked storms in Montana before, and this is the third day in a row. Oh, on X? I don't even know if I can still, I might have to, it might take me a bit to get into it, but I can try. Like I said, I haven't logged into X since last year. I was before I started streaming, like the last couple of years, I've just been uploading basically tornado videos, right? Just radar images of the tornadoes, and I didn't always, but sometimes I would post them up on X as well as YouTube. I'm going to try to sign in with my email and see if it takes me to the one I made for weather. Hey, yeah, I'm on it. Now I got to figure out how to use X. How do I add you on X? Gainesville, Florida. Yeah, that's the hardest question. Is like how to. I didn't know you could add. Are you talking about like follow people on X? Talk about following. Oh, raccoon. I fed her 2 nights ago. She's doing pretty good. She's always the same. She never wants to spend time with me except for when she's eating. She eats and runs. But she's doing good. I haven't seen the baby though. I don't know if the baby's hiding or it ran off or what, or ever since I basically spent some time with the baby raccoon and when they were living in the car, I haven't seen the baby raccoon since then. But yeah, it's so funny because every time I I think she lives underneath the deck outside the house, but whenever I go inside to get her food, she always like climbs up the tree, jumps on the roof, and waits on top of the roof, right on top of the door. I guess. What do we got here? Ooh. Are these storms going to start acting up again? So we went live for some big excitement, and then everything decided to calm down. I mean, we still have three, actually we have 4 severe destructives now. We got 2 in New Mexico and 2 in Montana now. Let's take a look here. So where's our next severe? Okay, so it's both of these storms here are both rated for 70-mile-an-hour winds now, I believe. Yep. Sure is. See how big the hail they're calling on this. No, this is golf ball size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds on this one. And this one I believe is 70. Nope, this one's 60-mile-an-hour with golf ball size as well. Yeah, and the storm that these guys are down here on, Storm Runner Media, they're down here on this guy down here near Lewistown, in Grass Range. I can show you guys the 3D view of this storm, anyway that just showed up, like how wild this thing was for a little bit. Let's go back to when I just went live. I mean, this thing was a monster. It's actually crazy how much the storm changed in 10 minutes. I mean, this is an absolute monster of a storm right here. And we actually got a ton of rotation on it there for a while. So we might expect to see more out of this thing possibly, but like when the velocities were starting to pick up on this, look at these next few scans on it. Like, look at this big area of rotation it was forming up. And then here it is again. Like, this thing was just a big old monster rotating. And then it starts to tighten up more and more. Oh, let me move this over just a hair. Let me tighten up. Let me increase the velocities a little bit to where it was even. Basically, I'm sliding this over to make it to where it was even stronger. But yeah, this thing was an absolute monster there for a while. I mean, we had some serious rotation in this thing for a little bit. But it basically just convected and crashed into another storm and kind of really made things a lot better for Geraldine, because this thing was heading right towards Geraldine. But you can kind of watch this storm, how it just kind of flopped around all over the place. Doesn't look nearly as threatening as it was. I mean, we had a big, massive hail core back here, lots of rotation. Looks like almost all, it's pretty much dropped most of the hail. There's very, very little hail left in it, it seems like now. I mean, there's somewhat of a hail core left, but yeah, these storms in Montana, they change fast. It might be really hard to catch a tornado in Montana from what I've been seeing here in the last couple days. It's like these storms, they get tornado warned, and it's like they remain tornadic for a very short amount of time. I don't know how much experience these guys all have chasing in Montana, but that's what I've been seeing so far in the last couple days. How you doing, Knight? How you doing, Jan? Welcome to the stream. Come down. Oh, yeah, you want me to check Florida. I'm sorry. Let me, lots of rain. You got some big storms coming. Hey, thanks. My son was hanging out with us in Discord a little bit earlier in the, yeah, lots of rain down here. Why are you getting some rotation or nasty winds down there? I can open up another radar. I'll take another one down to Florida so we can look at them a little bit closer. Let me set this thing up. You guys have any severe warnings down in Florida too? I didn't think I seen any. We'll go to North Carolina and get to Florida quick from there. Take a look at these severe thunderstorm warnings in North Carolina too while we're here. I mean, looks like the normal Virginia, North Carolina storms. Big, messy, large supercells. Or not supercells, but thunderstorms, I would say. Hey, you do have quite a few big storms down there in Florida today. How's the weather in Florida? Is it really hot? Is it really warm down there? Nothing too crazy looking. Just a big mean thunderstorm, that's all. They do got a little bit of rotation to them, but I mean, you know. What did we just miss? Is it a big hailstone or did they hit a big pothole again? I did Reed Timber almost had a heart attack hitting a pothole a little bit ago. Oh yeah, I'm sure. That's all there is in Florida, man. Unlimited lightning. You would think by now they would have built some like towers that absorb lightning strikes just to get a bunch of free electricity in Florida by now. I lived in Orlando for 20 years, man, and I tell you what, I've never seen so much lightning in my life anywhere else in the world. It's always lightning. And I actually had a lightning hit my house when I was a little kid. Blew up the TV right in front of me. And it's like playing Mario on Super Nintendo, and lightning struck the house, blew up the Nintendo and the TV. Scared me pretty good. Yeah, these storms sure lost their juice really quick. I mean, you can really see, like, we take a look at this thing now compared to what it was. I mean, that's now, right? It's still a pretty good sized storm, but I mean, you take a look at it now compared to when we started the stream, like how quick these things lose their juice in Montana. It's crazy. Go back here. Like, I mean, look how big this thing was. And we had insane hail signatures on this. It's really just a whole new type of beast up here in Montana. I mean, just the speed of how much, I mean, it just drops hail so fast up here. Been learning a lot about Montana the last couple days too. This is GR2 Analyst. We have a Discord. I can send the invite link to Discord. We have all the storm chasers listed. We have all the streamers. So if I'm not live or there's other, I'm not live. Like today, I'm feeling pretty crappy, but I'm feeling pretty good right now. But any day I'm not live and you want to see storms, we've got other storm chasers, and we got lots of streamers that also do the weather. So there's like always somebody to watch if we have some bad weather. We also got all the programs and apps listed in Discord. It's 100% free. It's just like a big chat room. Being that your name's Fallout 4 Facts, I'm assuming you're a gamer and you most likely have Discord already. So let me grab that. Link the Discord in chat real quick. But yeah, we've been using the Discord a lot lately because it seems like the biggest and worst part of tornado season is pretty much over, except we have a pretty big day coming tomorrow. I think we're supposed to have some pretty bad weather tomorrow based on Max and Ryan Hall's video and what's up and coming tomorrow. Let's actually look at that too while we're here. Yeah, this is we'll go over today again. This is basically where our severe weather is for today. Just severe thunderstorms. Tornado chance probabilities are just 2% everywhere. We got a small area here in Virginia, North Carolina, and they upgraded the one out here in Montana and friends a little bit, made it a little bit bigger. We have a pretty big area of 2% chances of tornadoes. And let's look at tomorrow. Oh yeah, so we got a 5% chance tomorrow. Way they were talking too is they might even upgrade this for tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but this might get bigger and may get upgraded to 10%. So like right now we're just at a 5%. So we'll see what happens for tomorrow. And let's look at the tomorrow's basically general area of thunderstorms. So yeah, we got a lot of areas out in the Midwest that's gonna be seeing some thunderstorms tomorrow. And as usual, pretty much everybody on the East Coast is expected to see rain. I can't believe how much rain North and South Carolina and Virginia's gotten this year. That's a good place to have farms right now, I'd say. So tomorrow's looking like it could be a little while. Let's look at day 3 too while we're here. Day 3 is kind of in the same area, Midwest. We don't have any kind of tornado outlook for day 3, but so if we do see some tornadoes on day 3, it's most likely going to be in this area. But yeah, according to Ryan Hall, he said there's a really high chance that he's going live tomorrow, listening to his video. So that's nice. I miss him. I wouldn't mind watching Ryan Hall. It's been a while since either one of them have gone live, so I'd like to see Max too. And then we got Storm Runner Media is here on this little storm right here. I mean, it looks little on the radar, but it looks pretty big when they're looking at it. I don't know. Looks smaller than it. There you go. There's a good view of it. I really feel for all these guys, all these chasers out here working hard in Montana, because it's been a rough last few days, and most of them have been staying out here in Montana because this is our 3rd day in a row we've had tornado chances out in Montana. I don't think we've had a lot of chasers out there spending a lot of time. I don't think we've had a single one get close to a tornado yet. I think all the tornadoes I've seen were rain wrapped. Definitely, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a good way to go out and see the country, right? They've spent a lot of time out there. So I learned a lot about that one little town we thought got hit by. Well, I mean, we knew that town was getting hit by at least 60 to 100 mile an hour winds there in Busby, Montana. I did a lot more research on it, tried to look up if there's any videos on damage. I did see an area where a semi got flipped over in Montana, but I didn't find any direct news related to hail damage or anything like that, or wind damage in Busby. But I did find out that the town's very low populated. Like, a lot of those houses are abandoned, so hopefully they didn't have to deal with too much hail damage and stuff like that. Yeah, so far it seems like I don't know if it's possible, but I think it's a very low chance of ever seeing like a long-tracked tornado in Montana. Everything just seems to change so fast out here. You and your dad were at Wawa in Florida, and I just looked up from my phone, and you see a funnel cloud reading or heading. You talking about heading towards the ground, and just unexpectedly, I was excited, but my dad was concerned about safety. You just seen a funnel cloud in Florida? That's cool. I mean, if you see a funnel cloud in Florida, I mean, I think you have to be a lot more worried about the lightning strikes than the funnel clouds in Florida. Because it's like all those things that spin up in Florida. You're pretty much safe in a car, right? As long as you're in a car, because they're like weak EF zeros, right? But the thunder strikes or lightning strikes are way more deadly than an EF zero. Yeah, I've seen so much crazy lightning down in Florida. It's unreal. It's just you just become numb to it because that's all there is down there. It's also crazy too, because like, I grew up there. My 20 years I lived in Florida, I was a kid mostly, and you're always swimming in Florida, so it's like, yeah, it's crazy because you'll be out swimming, thunderstorm comes, and you got to go inside, and like the thunderstorm passes through, then the sun's back out like 30 minutes later, and you go swimming again. It's just off and on weather down there all the time, and it seems like they can never predict it right in Florida. They didn't have Wawas down in Florida when I lived. I think the last time I lived in Florida was in 2003, 4. Maybe, and I moved back down there again in like 2006 for a couple years. But yeah, Wawa's a newer thing to me. My favorite place in Florida is the Bravo supermarkets. I love the fried pork and rice and fried bananas and yellow rice. Oh, it's so good. I love Latino food. Looks like this thing might be trying to develop a little bit of rotation here. So they're saying it's maintaining a little bit of a lowering. You can see it right there. Yeah, there's so much good food in Florida. And Sonny's Barbecue is another one of my really favorite restaurants. Like, I mean, so I've lived in El Paso and I've lived in Orlando, and I tell you what, man, there's a big difference between the food in El Paso and the food in Texas or El Paso. Like, the food in Orlando is way better than the food in El Paso. Like, from the various restaurants I went to. There's also another like restaurant called La Granja or something like that, and they have basically just rotisserie chickens going in them at all times, and it's basically the only thing you get is like chicken and like kinds of rice and stuff. It's so good. Yeah, one time. It was a long time ago. There is a bit of a lowering on this one they're on. Yeah, this is the one right here in Grass Range. We do have a little bit of rotation down here and up in here. It's trying to do something. Just depends, man. These storms, they're just... It's just crazy how quick these storms just change their pace in Montana. It's unreal. Yeah, I think in the last 8 years that I've been watching storms on radar, I think I've maybe seen one tornado warning in Montana in all 8 years. And this year we've had 3 days of a 2% chance in Montana. We may have had more, but ever since I started streaming, I really haven't... I've been trying to pay attention to radar more now that I started streaming, right? Try to continue to cover severe weather stuff. Just anything weather related. It's fun. I enjoy talking to you guys and hanging out and helping people. Yeah, yeah, Japanese steakhouse. I can't remember who I went there with. It was with a bunch of people. I think it was my brother and his friends. It's where they have like the flames and stuff, and a bunch of flames, and they cook right in front of you and stuff. Let's look in Florida again. You said you see a bit of rotation northeast of Alachua County. I mean, there's a little bit of rotation in these storms, but yeah. The biggest time we got to worry about tornadoes in Florida is if a hurricane comes. I couldn't believe we had an EF4 in West Palm Beach last year. Not West Palm Beach, it was Palm Coast, right up in here. We had an EF4 up in here last year. From the hurricane. We had so many tornadoes from that hurricane last year. The one where Ryan Hall they basically, they went around and they had like the palm trees all around the coast here in multiple different areas, and they would put like GoPros on them, and they'd watch the storm surge come in. That was awesome. I mean, that is probably one of the coolest hurricane events I ever seen in my life. How they had all the storm chasers go down to Florida for the hurricane. So they had like 20 guys down there. They also sent like some relief crews and stuff, like the Y'all Squad. But they also, they had like all these palm trees around the coastline here where they set up all the like GoPros or some kind of cameras, right? And they put them on the trees, and we could watch them. We could watch the the storm surge rise up. It was so amazing. It's got to be the neatest thing I ever seen, and like it really, like, the technology and like just the Y'all Squad alone, like, probably saved lives, just because like this is like the best hurricane coverage we've ever had in America from what they did. It was amazing. I don't know if you watched it, but man, that was awesome. All right, buddy, let me go look. Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, I know it's not a good idea to be excited for a hurricane, right? But I cannot wait to see the next Y'all Squad Ryan Hall hurricane stream session, because that was so awesome. The only thing that worries me is the older people that just don't want to evacuate, and they stay, and they gotta get rescued from the storm surge. It's sad, man. They just need a... I know they're kind of helping people with that and trying to make programs to get people out of there. All right, let me take the radar back up to Montana while we look at Discord. Let me actually... Yeah, let's switch to this one for a little bit. Take a look at that storm. Jacob, what are you trying to show me here? This one's actually got quite a bit of rotation here right in front of Wagner. Wow, that just came out of nowhere. My goodness. Were you trying to show me this storm, Jacob? Oh, is the video? Yeah, I told him about it. I'll add it to the Discord too. We also have in our Discord, if you guys want to join, I can link that again real quick. Anybody wants to join our Discord, it's basically like a free chat room. We basically have links to everything. We have all the, streamers, storm chasers. We also have a new section that Jacob's working on. He's basically making videos on how to use your radar. Or how to read the radar, because I know, like, I show a bunch of crazy stuff, right? And it's like, what is he looking at? A bunch of different screens, a whole bunch of stuff. It doesn't make sense. He basically explains it all. I know I do go over it sometimes, but it's not really as hard as it seems. I mean, I think the thing that really takes time is just kind of making sure you can understand, like, all the defective stuff. Like, it may look like a tornado, but it's not. Like side lobe contamination and hail and basically radar interference, all that stuff. That's the thing that usually just takes experience. But yeah, I mean, basically we're just looking for rotation where we got red means it's going one way, and then the green means it's going the other way. So this is where we can see we actually have a bit of rotation in this area over top of Wagner right now. Doesn't look too strong, but it's definitely rotating. Let's take a 3D view look at this storm. Also has a pretty good size hail core on it. I think it's Nader juice. I can link my eggs in Discord. I opened up my X page. Where did I put that? At least I had it open somewhere. Here it is. I'm sorry, I'm so unused to X. Really haven't used that much. Alright, I'm gonna link it in Discord. Maybe that's it. I think that's it. Yep. It needs to be updated. Oh, they're seeing some hail. All right. So pretty out there seeing the hail and all the big plains and grass fields. It's a pretty view. So they're out here on this storm down here. On top of Grass Range and Teagan. Yeah, my X name says Nader Juice, but it also has Matthew 07557627. I don't know which one it's supposed to be. Oh wow, that is a really good view of that storm. Grass Range, Montana. I do feel bad for them. Like, this thing dies. We still have some options, but they might have to wait around for some options because it looks like all these storms are dying out here right now. Some of these ones further up north, they're looking pretty big still. It's like as soon as we see rotation in these storms, they start to get wacky right away. This one's got a little bit of rotation in it. So we got anybody in chat that's concerned about weather in their area? Because I notice, you know, we really don't have any serious things going on, but we have a whole boatload of severe warnings right now. So if there's anybody that's really concerned about their area, I can check it out. So yeah, it's like we have multiple severe warnings all over the place. You should probably check around too. I mean, a lot of these areas are in our tornado chances for the day, so let's kind of scope around the area first before we decide to shut the stream down for now. But let's kind of take a look at all these other severe thunderstorms in the other areas. Make sure nothing else is spinning up. What time is it now out here in the out west? So it's basically almost 6 o'clock out here. It's almost 8 o'clock on the East Coast. This storm in Colorado is looking pretty mean. I don't know if that's rotation we got in the middle of this thing or some hail that we're just not picking up. So this is at 17,000 feet. So this is really high off the ground. So we're really not getting much of a view in this storm. But that might actually be rotation there. It's hard to say. I'm not even, you know, we might not even see hail up this high. So it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Check comments on X. So under replies, highlights, articles, media, I don't see comments on X. Talking about posts. So yeah, from this radar, yeah, we're still seeing this is probably about the worst range you can get from a radar. When you're seeing a storm from 17,000 feet high, I mean, this is probably one of the worst radar holes in America right here. I don't think I've ever seen a storm from that far up. I mean, it's really far away from all these radar sites. And I'm not sure if there's hail in this thing or not. This is most likely hail, though. It's hard to say. I mean, I'm kind of seeing a little bit of pink in here. I mean, that's definitely where the hail would be. Let's go down here. So we definitely have no shortage of severe thunderstorms right now. They are all over the place. So let's see where we're at. This is in Nebraska. We do have a 2% chance for tornadoes down here in Nebraska today. Got a little bit of rotation here by Bayard. Nothing too wild. Same thing here by Dix. Got a little bit of rotation there. Let's take a good look at the 3D view of this storm. This looks like a pretty big, mean storm, too. Yeah, it's a big storm. There might be a little something trying to spin up in here, possibly. We got a little bit of blotchy velocities in there. All right, let me try to find this thing you're talking about on X. What is Jonathan? Am I quiet? Let me check my sound. Hello, hello, hello. Looks like my sound's pretty loud. I can turn it up a little more, I think. That's desktop audio. Alright, I turned it up more. Hopefully that's louder. Yeah, I think I was set down a little low. It's going up into the green and the yellow, almost to the red, so I should be a bit louder now. Oh, they're seeing some awesome hail up here in Montana. Hey, this was worth it right here. Look, it looks like it's basically snowing up here. My goodness. Wow. Dude, it's snowing. Of course it's not severe. Just kidding. Hey, it's Montana. By the time they severe warn it, it'll be a rain shower in 2 minutes. It dumps all that hail so quick and it disappears. All right, let me take another radar up there in Montana. And these were our severe destructive storms that were down in New Mexico. Looks like those have pretty much fallen apart, and what's left are moving down south here into Texas towards Pecos and Mentone. They're not even severe warned anymore. Let's check this storm out real quick before I go back up to Montana. If it lets me click it. We got a really close radar to this one by Fort Summer. So this is right near New Mexico and Colorado, it looks like. And we got some big boys down here as well. You definitely see why these are severe warned. Not much rotation at all, but I mean these are some big hailers down here. I mean this actually looks like a normal hailstorm. Like it's not your normal big rotating supercell. This is just a big old hailstorm. That's what this is. I mean, you can see this in the radar. Look, it's all green and blue, or green and blues. That's all one-way wind speeds. You can kind of see in here we have a little bit of grays. That's basically just the hail falling to the ground that's kind of thrown off the radar here. That's neat. All right, let's go back up to Montana. I want to see these storms these guys are on. Oh, wait, we got a severe warning in Wyoming, too. Yeah, I've been pretty much doing 3Ds on most of them. So this is our Wyoming severe storm right here. I actually just looked at this one. Actually, I think I have another radar on this. Let me check real quick. Yep. I need to get out of this area here because I already have a radar on this one. So I got to move this up to Montana. Yeah, we have a radar down here on the Wyoming one right here. I think I just took a 3D view of this one. Yep. It's a big boy. This one's rotating though. You got a good amount of rotation in this one. See, this huge difference between this one and the one we just seen down there in New Mexico, Colorado. That one wasn't rotating at all, but you see how we got red and green here? This thing's rotating all over the place. This thing's got the whole caboodle. Rotation, hail, the whole 9 yards. $60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, $half-dollar size hail. And This is basically, I think this is Nebraska / Wyoming. And it's also really close to Colorado. It's kind of in the area of all 3 states. Alright, I'll check X again, see if it pops up. Would you say your name was on X, Jonathan? Alright, look in post. Let me see replies. Oh, wow. That was an awesome one. You guys want to see something really cool from last year? This was from Bryce Shelton last year. You know who Bryce Shelton is? This is Tornado Pagey's husband. So Bryce Shelton and Tornado Pagey ride around together. They're married. But instead of using the name Bryce Shelton, they're now using Tornado Pagey. I don't think he's going to go live right now. There's really nothing going on. But yeah, this was from last year, and when that Bryce Shelton was chasing. I'm guessing Tornado Pagey was with him last year, but they used his name. I don't see anything that you highlight article. Can you link the thing you added to my X in Discord? I just don't see it. It says I'm not verified, so I don't know if I need to be verified for me to see whatever you did. Like my X is kind of really basic. Like I have 6 following and 1 follower. Like it's very vanilla. Yeah, I mean, I highly doubt Ryan Hall or Max Velocity will go live today because we just have very little going on at the moment. Getting a good bit of rotation up in here, though. I think if things ramp up and get crazy, they'll go live, but I just don't think that's going to happen today. We've had 1 tornado warning. We do have a mountain full of severe warnings, but I went live because we had a big, scary looking tornado warning storm coming right towards the town, so that's why I went live. But now that we're here, we can look at some stuff, you know. And if there's anybody that's worried about the area too, just type your city and state in chat, and I can do some weather checks. Not like we're super busy at the moment. We're just kind of looking at all these various thunderstorms. We're not like tracking any big, scary looking storms right now. Kind of feel bad for our storm chasers out in Montana, man. They're out there working their butts off and they don't get to find anything fun. But yeah, guys, if you want, go on there and shoot these guys a like. Storm Runner Media, I love these guys. They're everywhere. New Wilmington, PA. I'm guessing you're getting tons of rain out there. Nothing in PA right now, but you guys, looks like you have some rain coming. I mean, everything's south of you. I don't even know if you guys have a chance for thunderstorms today or not. Let's look real quick. Yeah, based off of what Ryan Hall said, tomorrow most likely he's going to go live. Yeah, you don't even really have a chance for rain today in PA. So I doubt you will see anything at all in PA today. Probably mostly clear skies for the entire day. So I don't even think this rain's going to make it up to you. It could, but it doesn't look like it. South of India. You know what? I'm gonna go for it. My radar doesn't do India, but I know one that does. Hold on a second. And I'm curious because I want to start doing typhoons and stuff soon. Let me pull up a separate radar here. I can't see any velocities or anything in India, but I can definitely see some storms. If I can get my proper thing to work. I just cleaned all my web browsers here like a couple days ago, and nothing's working like I want it to. Alright. Why is it? This is not the one I want to see. Where's the interactive radar? Here it is. Okay. Looks like we just have a couple rain showers coming in on the west coast of India, and that's about it right now. What part of India are you in, Hobson? Is that how you say it? Hobson? Man, I heard about that plane crash in India there, man. I know a lot of people heard about that. It was sad. Looking pretty quiet over here in India today. Nothing down in the south. Just a couple rain showers over here by Karnataka. A couple rain showers up in here by Antah, Baran. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I'm trying. Mongrel. Doesn't look bad at all over here, though. There's actually another... there's another new map I really like. Let's take a look at it and see if there's anything going on with the hurricanes. Or not hurricanes, but tropical depressions and whatnot. So how many do we have? We still have three tropical depressions going right now. Maybe more or less. Let's see what they are. So we got the one over here off the coast of Mexico. Dalila, moving at 45 miles an hour this way. So it looks like they're expecting this thing to weaken as it gets out here. By Tuesday, it should be pretty weak. I love this Zoom Earth app. This thing is awesome. We got another one right here just kind of floating all around at 30 miles an hour. These two have been hanging out for a while. We've had these two tropical depressions out here for a little bit. We had another one, but we only have one over here now. Where is this at? This is like in near Shanghai. Wenzhou. 30 mile an hour rotating tropical depression right here. Oh, this thing looks like it just cranked right all over Asia here. I mean, this thing was doing all kinds of rain over here, it seems. Alright. Back to the severe weather. Now, this is still rotating pretty good up over here by Bridgeport. A little bit of area rotation in this storm still. Wow, look at this little spot in Potter, man. We really got something trying to spin up here. We might see a tornado warning out of this storm here in a little bit. That's pretty good rotation there. It's showing up on the NROT. We definitely have multiple areas of rotation on this storm. This one's looking pretty strong, and this one's looking somewhat strong. And we got the other one up here. We have two more areas of rotation. This really broad up here, but We may see a tornado warning out here in Nebraska today. Hey, no problem, Obsum. Thanks for stopping in the stream, man. I'm really interested in India. I definitely want to get more involved with it here after things calm down in America. I might even try to find like a translator that like translates me into Indian after I talk or something. That would be cool. Ishan, how you doing? Max is most likely going live tomorrow, I think. Him and Ryan Hall said they both might go live tomorrow. Let me show you guys tomorrow again. It doesn't look that bad yet, but the way Ryan Hall was talking, it's going to possibly get pretty. Both Max and Ryan said it might get crazy tomorrow. But right now, this is what our tornado threat is for tomorrow. It's only at 5%, but it is a pretty large area, and it may get upgraded to 10% based on what they were saying. I believe I watched both their videos today. I did watch both their videos today. Yeah, this is tomorrow's tornado outlook. So we have a 2% chance in the green here and a 5% in the red. Minnesota's smack dab in the red. St. Louis. How you doing, Kristen? Got some pretty good rotation right here. The storm's trying to be naughty out here. Let's see if we see anything on the 3D scan on this. It's like right on Potter area. Yeah, that's where a little bit of rotation is down in here. Doesn't look too wild, but it's definitely rotating. We have two areas of rotation. We got some here and we got some over here. I think I did see a third area. I think there are like 3 areas of rotation in this storm right now. Nothing too wild looking, but it's definitely rotating. What's our elevation here in this latest scan? 6,000 feet. Yeah, it looks like most of the rotations in the lower end of the storm. Let's go take a look at Montana. Oh, whoa. They're getting excited about hail. Hold on a second. What'd I miss? Oh, man. Dude, they had a hail ball knock them off the road. You see that? The hailstone hit him so hard it shut off the car and knocked it off the road. These guys are up in Montana. We just had the biggest, scariest looking storms up in Montana like an hour ago, and they just all went poof. I feel so bad for these guys up here. I'm trying to get back up to Montana. Let's go up there. All right, this radar is up here. My goodness. Montana just said, I give up. I mean, they're still making hail, right? I just can't believe how little all these storms are right now. I don't have the scan anymore, but you should have seen how big these storms were up here an hour ago. Yeah, this one's definitely rotating a little bit, but it's Montana. Let's just put it that way. This is Montana, guys. Look at all this rotation on this little cloud that's forming right here. I mean, this I guess you could call this a Montana blip. But yeah, this blip's rotating already, man. This thing's growing. I mean, you can literally see it right here in the severe part. Like, this thing's rotating as it forms. What's this thing going to do? Is it going to get any bigger? We'll see. That's a pretty big blip, too, I'd say. This blip has some meat on its bones. It's all the way up to 40,000 feet almost. About 35,000 feet. I mean, the severe part's not that big yet, but this storm was born rotating. I guess we do have a couple storms getting pretty big down here again. Yeah, I was talking earlier about, like, all these storms I've been watching, especially during this tornado season, just these storms in Montana, they just change so fast. It's just a whole different ball game. I don't know if that's necessarily the case of Sam, but they just don't seem to last very long. Like, I've seen some really strong rotations out in Montana, but like, it's just quick. It's like you'll see them spin up really strong for just a minute or two, and then the whole storm just completely changes and it's gone. I mean, I couldn't believe how much hail we seen in a storm about an hour ago. It looked like one of those big, scary Texas hailers. The next thing you know, it looks like an Ohio storm. Yeah, yep, definitely. We seen a tornado EF5 this year, but it didn't do EF5 damage. It only did EF3. I have a video of it. It was in Bay and something Lake. I made a video on it. It's like EF5 does EF3 damage. Bay, Lake something. I forget where it was. And we're talking about that too. So, like, if a tornado hits a town and it doesn't have any big, strong buildings, like, the max rating it could get's like an EF3, right? So you got to have, like, new, big, strong buildings even to get an EF5 rating for a tornado. But like I said, I've seen storms this year with velocities of an EF5, but doesn't mean it's going to be an EF5. You need an EF5 that does damage in a cornfield, and it only gets an EF1 rating because it's only corn, right? Yeah, if it, like a tornado hits a barn made out of cheap wood, and it's an EF5, it's only get like an EF2 rating because of what it hits. I think I've seen at least one storm every year that has velocities of an EF5. At least one or two a year, it seems like. I can't remember last year which ones they were, but I remember the one from this year. I mean, I don't know. It has to be like when we're looking at our tornado outlook thing right here. Let me go pull that up again. I mean, weather can't ever be perfect, right? Like, they use the weather balloons and stuff, and they get readings and they try to judge it as best as possible. But generally, if you're going to see like EF4, EF5 strength tornadoes, it's usually going to be in a 15, 30%, or 45. Sometimes maybe a 10%. So like if you're going to see a tornado that could possibly reach that strength, you're probably going to see it in between here, between a 10 and a 45. But then again, it's just, the ratings aren't even perfect. So I'm sure we've seen an EF4 and a 5% before. I'm pretty sure we have. I know, I'm pretty sure that's happened before, at least in the last 8 years. I think the EF4 we had in Kentucky this year was just a 5%, I believe. It might have been a 10, but I think it was a 5%. Can't remember the town name. Well, yeah, we had a really bad EF4 in Kentucky this year. No, I'm not ignoring you, Jonathan. What's going on, buddy? All right, where are you trying to message me? I'm just looking at a bunch of things at once and talking, and I'm ADD. Last I checked on X, I didn't see the thing you posted. Did you link it in Discord? Let me check Discord. I don't see any posts from you in Discord, Jonathan. You know, I can even pull up those storms. I can literally load them up on the radar right now, and I can look at the EF5 tornadoes that hit. There's saved data on those. You can literally load them up with GR2 Analyst. I've actually loaded the 2011 Moore tornado on this program before. And you can basically, view the whole life of it on the radar scans. You can see the 3D views of it and everything. A little bit of rotation up here near Springdale. Nothing too scary looking yet, though. Where's this little blip at that I was watching? No, it was more right here. Where are your posts at, Jonathan? In Discord or on X? Because I don't see them on X. If I knew where your posts were, I would read them. Yeah, I looked on X like 5 times. I don't see them. I don't know if I need to further update my program on X for it to work properly. Yeah, it's just not showing up on X for me, buddy. Where are these guys at again? They're in Winnett now. They're on top of this storm right here. So this is the hailer they've been chasing on the stream up here. Sir, what's your username on X, Jonathan? Do I just search for Jonathan Langley or? These are the people it shows me when I search up Jonathan Langley. Are one of these you? He says he has some good footage of something. I was talking about earlier. Let me go. Well, type in your username for X so I can search it up. I mean, you know, this storm is still trying. It's got a little bit of a hook on it, a little bit of rotation. I know it's not too big, but I feel like out of all these wacky storms out here in Montana, they're definitely on the right one if anything was going to do something. Look at that. It's got a little bit of rotation in there. It's trying. It's a little Thomas the Tank Engine storm right here. Little Thomas Tank Engine choo-choo. You haven't typed your user in though. You got to type in your username for for X for me to search you. Man, this cute little storm, it's really trying something here. How many severes we got going now? Holy smokes. We actually have a ton of severe warnings still. And we actually have 3 severe destructives. I'm gonna keep on this storm because I mean I think they're on to something here, right? Yeah, you can actually pull up the El Reno one. I can try to get him now real quick. Let me see if I can grab one. I mean, we really don't have anything crazy happening right now. I had them all, and I think I deleted them a little bit ago. I might still have some of them. Let me check my files. Storm data. Yep, I got more 2013. There's more Greensburg 2007. Bridge Creek more tornado in 1999. And then the Cookville 2020. Eustis Canton 2017. I don't remember how to... Second here, I'm gonna try to pull one up. Yeah, but it's loading up the more 2013 storm right here. Yeah, this is from 2013, the Moore tornado. I think this was an EF5. Yeah, this is all the way. I know it's crazy. This is it looks exactly the same as the storms now, but this is from 2013. Let me get rid of the severe warnings on it. I mean, this looks just like the stuff we see today. I'll have to load each individual one. Okay. So this is each individual scan. So this is when it was starting to head towards more. I think I can load them all at once, I think. Hold on, let's just do that. I'm going to drag them all in. Let's see right there. More 2013. Absolute beast of a tornado this thing was. And it's like right on top of the radar too. Yep, that was the Moore EF5 and tornado emergency. You got the double bars here. Slow it down. Yep. I don't know if I think I might be able to switch radars. I can try. I don't know if I can or not. Yeah, that was the EF5. Wait, we can actually see what the readings were on it. It says EF 3.6, but that really doesn't matter what the strengths are it's reading. It just really depends on how much damage it did. But yeah, this was the EF5, I believe, and more in 2013. See the velocities on it. I don't even know if I think I can get a 3D view of it. I can try. It's really close to the radar site too, but yeah, this was the Moore EF5 from 2013. Right in there. There you go. You just see an EF5 tornado. This is it right here. It's cut off half the storm, but this is where the tornado is, right in here. This one's kind of a... I mean, it's kind of a good reading, but kind of a bad one because it's so close to the radar site. But, yeah, this is the EF5 from 2013 in Moore, Oklahoma. And this is the storm. As you see, we're like on top of the radar, so it's like cut off. I have the storm. I can play it through a couple times too. I mean, you got a big monster hook on it. Look at, you can actually see, like, this is when you know you pretty much have like an EF5 tornado, right? Look at this. It looks like a hail core, but that's actually the tornado in the debris. That's why this thing was so devastating. So right here, it's rated at an EF 3.9. And this isn't the damage, right? This is just what the system's calculating the wind speed. They're saying the base of the tornado at 763 feet up to 19,000 feet. It was at an EF 3.9 strength. And then there you go. Like, look at this thing. The tornado was so big and strong. It has basically looks like a hail core in the radar. This is GR2 Analyst. It is a pretty awesome radar. But yeah, anybody just join up. We're looking at the EF5 tornado from 2013. This is not happening right now, by the way, guys. This is from 2013. You wanted to see it, and it is interesting to look at. Yeah, it was the EF5 that hit more in 2013. I don't know if I can switch radar sites or not. I haven't even tried. There really isn't another radar site that connected. And look what kind of day it was, too. It wasn't even really... I mean, it kind of was an isolated supercell, but look at this out here. It was like kind of like a line of storms, and they just kind of split up and just... It got nasty. So next time you see a line of storms like that, don't think it can't be a threat. Because, I mean, this tornado did a lot of damage. I mean, it was really bad. Yep, that was 2013, guys. I can look at the... This is Bridge Creek Moore 1999. Let's see what this one looks like real quick. Yeah, Bridge Creek Moore 1999. I think this was an EF5 as well. This is really old, so I think the data's a little different. You can still see it really close to the radar. Yeah, it's GR2 Analyst. You can go in the Discord, we have links to it. Or just go to the webpage, GR2 Analyst. Has a free trial, but... See if we can see a debris signature on this one. I don't know if they had the correlation coefficient back in 1995 or 99. They didn't. There's no option for the correlation coefficient in 1999. There you go. See, whenever you see red on the NROT and I say it's bad, whenever you see red on the NROT, there's almost always a tornado on the ground 95% of the time. And it's strong. Like if you see red here in the NROT anytime or purple, it's bad. Like it's violent. So that's why I always freak out whenever I see red or purple on the NROT. You know, this is back in 1999, but you can see how strong this thing was. I mean... Alright, so we can actually see white is 120 miles an hour and orange is like 70. So at this point, it's rotating at about 190, 200 miles an hour right here. And that's averaged out through the storm. That's not showing the strongest point. In the tornado we had this year, we had the rotation about 220 miles an hour up by Bay. In Lake City, but it got weak and it hit the north part of town, thankfully. But it was really strong between Bay and Lake City. Lori, I'm so sorry, Lori. This is from 1999. This is the EF5 that hit Moore in 1995. This is nothing that's happening right now. I'll go ahead and close this out so we don't fake anybody else out. Let's go back to... I was pulling up some of the old EF5s. We were talking about it. They were interested in it. All right, we're going back to now time. You got your link? All right. I clicked it, and that's all this says right here. That's all it goes when I click on your link. X.com Jonathan. Doesn't show me anything when I click your link. I'm just going to have to figure out how to use X off stream, Jonathan, because I don't see your link when I click it. It just pulls up Nader Juice. It doesn't pull up yours. That's mine. It says you're unable to view this post because this account owner limits who can view their posts. Learn more. That's why it's not showing. All right, let's get back to today's weather. We could look at this stuff later on. All right, back up to Montana. But yeah, there's much better. Those two were bad tornadoes to look at too because they're literally right on top of the radar site. I think the 2011 one's probably the best looking radar ones. I gotta go through them all. Like I have I can show you my files that I have. Like these are all the ones that I have saved right here. More 2013. This might be the 2011 one. No, that's 213 as well. Kansas. I don't know what that is. Greensburg 2007. I think that was an EF5. I think all of these were really bad tornadoes that I have saved there. Yeah, it's still saying the same thing, buddy. You're unable to view this post because the user of this account owner limits who can view their posts. That's what it says. We'll just worry about it later, buddy. After the stream's over. We'll figure it out. So this is the Storm Runner Media Zone right here. They're still out here in Winnett. We said a whole bunch of cars are heading into the hail core. They're literally on top of this storm out here in Winnett. I mean, this storm's still trying, and it's got rotation on it. I mean, it's got a good amount of rotation. They're on the right storm. They definitely made the right choice. Just I don't know whether this thing is going to try to do anything or not. I mean, we literally have front row seats to the only storm that looks like it can possibly produce a tornado right now. So, I mean, consider ourselves lucky. It's got somewhat of a lowering, not much, but bro, it's not working. We'll mess with it later, man. We've been doing this nonstop for like the last 30 minutes. It's gonna drive everybody crazy. We'll just worry about it after the stream. It's not working, bud. So we'll take a look around too, because we have a ton of severe thunderstorm warnings. We have 4 severe destructive ones. We have one in Colorado, El Paso County. Oh, I need to go check that one out. I have some friends that live in El Paso County. We got one in North Dakota in Divide County, and then we got another one in Nebraska. We looked at the Nebraska one. Yeah, this is our severe destructive out here in Nebraska, and this thing actually still has some rotation on it. It still has severe destructive warnings on it. We'll go ahead and flash the severe destructive. So it's the southern part of the storm here, coming towards Sydney and Chapel here in Nebraska. Looks like we have reports of 60-mile-an-hour wind speeds. Half-inch hail right here by a storm chaser. I think it's the same reports we have here on the severe warning as well. Max wind gust 70 mile an hour possible. Golf ball size hail is what they're reporting, so it's pretty much dead on with what they're reporting. Let's go over to the one in Colorado. Like I said, I know some people out there. A little bit concerning about that Colorado area because I know some people that live in El Paso County. Yeah, they're on a good storm right now, for real. They They got a severe destructive on this one. Don't look too big. Maybe they dropped it. Yeah, they dropped the severe destructive on the one over top of Colorado Springs. Still pretty big rotating storm though, but it doesn't look like it looks as nasty as what they were saying. Let's take a look at this thing. Definitely looks like it's trying to become a rotating supercell though. See what the threat says for it. So for central El Paso County, it's near Colorado Springs, moving southeast at 20 miles an hour. The hazard is ping pong ball sized hail and up to 60 mile an hour wind gusts. That's here in El Paso County, right on top of Colorado Springs right now. I'm gonna show you this one more time, Jonathan, but look, I click replies, there's nothing here. Last one is from July 15th, 2024. Whatever you're posting's not showing up, buddy. Like I said, we'll worry about this later. And we have the severe destructive we just looked at up in Nebraska. And then we also got another one up in North Dakota we haven't checked out in a while. Alright, we're going to take one of these radars up there. I guess we can take the Montana one. Yeah, I mean, the one those storm chasers are on is like the only one in Montana that actually has some rotation right now. I don't know, they're starting a little bit of rotation picking up here, though. Got a little bit of rotation up on this storm up here by Moore in Montana. All right, let's go to North Dakota. So we actually have a severe thunderstorm all the way up here in North Dakota. That's severe destructive. That's crazy. It's basically on the border too. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. This thing, we basically have a severe destructive storm in Canada right now. It's halfway in North Dakota, halfway in Canada. Unreal. Ain't no joke, Canada's getting some bad weather this year, I'd say. Not sure what our best radar is going to be for this storm here. So we're seeing it at 11,000 feet from Minute Air Force Base. Let's see what we can see it from over here in Glasgow, Montana. 17,000 feet. Yeah, so our Air Force Base is going to be our best radar for this storm. Yeah, that's a pretty monster storm out here. I mean, this thing's halfway in Canada, halfway in North Dakota. I mean, you see the border right there. This is a big old monster storm. Huge hail. Don't know if it's rotating. It does look like it's rotating, but I mean, we also got so much hail contamination on this thing. But it definitely looks like a rotating supercell to me. But we got a big, huge... I mean, I'm just looking at these velocities down here, but that's most likely hail. Because we got such a big hail core in this thing. Yeah, that's a scary looking storm. It's on top of Ambrose right now, heading towards Crosby. Right up on the border. Just went through Fortuna. Got something good for me, Jonathan? Oh, yeah. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that. Still a big monster. That's what I said. It's basically most likely hail. But I mean, just looking at the storm, though, it's most likely rotating. It looks like a rotating supercell, but we just can't see it because the hail's contaminating it so much. I'm not saying like, you know, I'm just talking like this whole storm's just moving in around circular motion, right? It's got the shape of a normal supercell. I don't think there's a tornado threat with it now. Not at the moment. Could see one though. I don't even know if it's in our 2% chance right now. Let's go look at that too again. And this has pretty much been our biggest, nastiest storm of the day for the time being. This one in Nebraska. It's been consistent with the 60 plus mile an hour winds, and we've seen constant rotation out of it. Multiple areas. It hasn't been tornado warned yet, but let me grab yeah, right up here. This is Storm Rudder Media right here. If we got anybody new that's just hanging out, we have a Discord channel where we basically, it's like a free chat room, and we have a list of all the storm chasers. We have all the basically weather streamers. I'm not always able to stream. I am disabled, but I try to stream when I can. And we also have links to all the applications we use and all of our resources. We also have Jacob here. He's making videos on how to read and understand radars, which is super useful if you're interested in actually looking at the weather yourself, and shows you how to use it on WeatherWise, because that's the actual one pretty good free weather app right now. WeatherWise, it's the one that Ryan Hall and his team are working on. And yeah, I can go ahead and link it for you. You guys can join up if you want to hang out and basically, yeah, check any of this stuff out. So we got Storm Runner Media linked in there, and these guys, they're out here in Montana right now chasing the storm. Like the only storm in Montana that looks like it has any rotation. Actually got to go back over to Montana. See if they done any updates on the SPC Outlook, because that's about due. It's almost 9 o'clock. It's usually when they start to get all the weather balloon data back in. They're still in Winnett. Yeah, this storm's really changed a bit since I last looked at it. What's left of it? Let's try this radar. We got a lot of interference on that one. They said they're patiently awaiting the arrival of the hail core. They're hail chasing today, guys. Yeah, I don't see much rotation in this one now. Had a little bit of rotation a while back. Yeah, this is Storm Intermedia's on right here. I forget the settings on KDP. You used to be able to see the hail on that one. I have to mess around with it a little bit more. You get like a 3D image view of all the hail. Well, guys, I think we're looking pretty good for the day. I don't know if we're going to see any more tornado warnings. I mean, we still seem to manage to maintain lots of severe destructives all over the place. Looks like they upgraded the El Paso County one, Colorado, back up to severe destructive. I believe I still have the radar set up down there. Yup. So they basically renewed this one down here in Colorado Springs with a new severe destructive warning. Where is it? Okay, the radar's not too far away from this one. So we can see this one from 5,000 feet. This storm's really trying to... Looks like it's really trying to turn into a nice looking supercell. Storm's putting in work. Oh, they're in it. They're getting beat up. They're getting beat up by the hail now. Storm Runner Hail Chaser Media. I really think Montana's a neat looking state, though. I gotta say, I've enjoyed the wide open chasing they've been doing out there the last 3 days. You don't have like tons of trees blocking your view everywhere you go. It's real nice and clear to see. We don't ever get that in a lot of places in down south or in Ohio Valley. It's usually tons of trees. And I wonder why there is so few trees in Montana too. Oh no, I beat it up. I messed it up, guys. Let me refresh it real quick. Yeah, this storm's looking pretty nasty down here in Colorado. See what they have it rated for right now. Still saying golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts right here on top of Colorado Springs. Big old mean storm. Looks like it's moving out of town though. It looks like it's almost pretty much out of Colorado Springs, so that's a good thing. It's a very populated area, so they definitely got a lot of hail. We haven't checked the power outages in a while. Let's go take a look at that real quick. Let's kind of see what any of our severe destructive storms have done around here. Last we checked, just Texas was in the yellow. So yeah, Yuma County lost some power. Let's take a look at Nebraska. We've had this monster storm out here in Nebraska. Nothing really. It's been looking pretty good, to be honest. For having all these severe destructives, we haven't had that much destruction. 5 people in Cheyenne County, that's it. 5 households. So it's been going pretty good, I'd say. It's been a pretty smooth day for all the severe destructives and severe warnings we've had. Let's check Montana. Yikes. So Hill County, we got 900 houses that lost power there. Another 114 in Chatua County. Sounds like an Indian name. Chatua. Another 4 houses in Liberty County. I think we did have some pretty big storms that came through here not too long ago. They could be on top of this area right now, to be honest. I think we're making out pretty good today. Not really too many power outages. We've had a lot of severe destructives out here, and Google's talking to me. Google just said I'm glad you're having a wonderful day. Oh, I love it. You just started talking to me out of the blue. I didn't even say, hey, Google. Uh-oh, now I just said it again, so now he's going to start talking to me. But yeah, this was the big storm that actually came through, but fell apart. And it looks like they're restoring a lot of the power back down in New Mexico. Rolla, Missouri in March. I mean, I've watched just about every storm come through all the places this year, except for the times when I was sick and sleeping. But, I mean, I've seen a lot of places get beat up this year. Been a long tornado season. Been a really long tornado. And the tornado season's pretty much over, I think, but we're still having a couple of scuddy days, I'd say. But, I mean, based on what Max and Rahal was saying, like, the warm summer heat's just right around the corner. I think he said after this weekend, that might be the end of everything for a while. Not this weekend, but the stuff that's coming up this week. I mean, I know we're getting lots of severe thunderstorms all over the place still, but been really low on our tornado threats lately, which is great. And we did have, I know we were upstreaming at like anywhere from midnight to about 3 in the morning the other night in Texas, man. We had some crazy stuff going on there. We had all kinds of tornadoes. And down by San Antonio, up near Waco. I mean, I think we caught at least 4 or 5 tornadoes, but 2 that had a debris signature. It got pretty wild out there at night. And it was a whole crazy night of just nasty storms out there. Always seems to stay crazy in Texas, guys. It's just how it is there. Texas is like the only state that makes its own hurricanes. That's what we call them, little mini hurricanes. All right, back up here in Montana where Storm Runner Media is. Look at that. Look at that lowering, man. They really are on this storm good. They are watching this thing like a hawk. It's got a lowering again. Hey, I'm near Cincinnati, Ohio. Do you work at Honda, Nathaniel? I know a lot of people that live near Columbus or by it work at Honda of America. It's a humongous building there. I worked at Honda of America for a while. The Honda of America by Columbus is so big. They have like 4 cafeterias. They have their like own hospital. It's huge. They make like 2,000 cars a day there from start to finish. It's crazy how big that building is. It's a really neat process to see. Like they literally have a semi truck that comes in with rolled up flat steel, and it goes into like a press, and they press the body shapes, and they have parts coming in from all over the world, and like over 1,000 people there working literally on a line, just putting the cars together from scratch. Just neat, one of the neatest things I've seen. What? What is that rotation? He's saying nice rotation. Is this a little notch of rotation we have here? Are we gonna see a spin up? Are we gonna see a spin up in Montana? This might be it, guys. This might be the one and only ever chased brief tornado in Montana. Persistent pays off right here. We'll see. Out in the middle of nowhere, let it rip. Let it rip, guys. Come on. Oh, yeah. He said nice rotation, and next thing I know, I see a little gate-to-gate notch right here. So I don't know if they're, pretty sure they're talking about the storm that they're on here. Where's our radar at? Oh, it's coming from the south, so that can't be side lobe. I mean, I kind of see it. Let's get a good 3D view of this thing. So yeah, this 3D view is the same storm right here that Storm Runner Media is on. Dual views of the storm. Let's look at the guts. So there is a little rotation right here. I mean, if we could connect the dots, we might see something. I really hope there's a tornado that drops right now. We're in the middle of nowhere, guys. This is the perfect time to have a tornado hit the ground. I mean, it would literally make these guys' days. They've spent 3 days out here, spent all kinds of gas money and on hotels, running around chasing storms. If we get a tornado right here, it's going to make their week. And we don't have to worry about any houses because there's none out here. No, I'm not a meteorologist. I'm just a storm spotter. Yeah, I became disabled 8 years ago, and I started watching Pecos Hank and Reed Timmer and then Ryan Hall, and developed weather anxiety, and just got fascinated by tornadoes and stuff, and one thing after another. And then I decided I wanted to try to help people. I wanted to, like I was watching Ryan Hall and Max Velocity, and they've gotten so popular to where they have like over 30,000 people in their streams every time, and their chat's moving 1,000,000 miles an hour and nobody can ask. So I wanted to kind of help people with weather anxiety. I come in and be like, okay, I'm worried, am I going to get hit by a tornado? And I can look for them. And I don't really try to forecast weather. I just go based off of our SPC outlook, which we haven't looked at in a while. Let's grab that. So tomorrow is where we're supposed to see a 2% and a 5% chance for tornadoes tomorrow. Let me see if they updated this. I'm going to refresh it. Still the same. Okay. So this is our chances for tornadoes tomorrow. We got 2% in the green, 5% in the red, and then for today, we have 2% only just in these green areas, and we have a little bit of an area over here in North Carolina and Virginia. So this is about as far as my forecasting goes. I don't get into all the meteorologist scales. The meteorologists set this up for people like me that likes to spot storms. So, and most of my information I get from Ryan Hall and Max Velocity when it comes to forecasting. I really hope this thing drops a tornado for these guys. It could. It could. It could. But the way things are in Montana, man. Oh. I feel bad for them, man. They've been out here for 3 days and they haven't got to see anything yet. I mean, it looks like it. Looks like it's trying a little something, right? I mean, there's not a town in sight. These guys are in the middle of nowhere. It's an absolute perfect place to drop a tornado. This storm has actually been maintaining. Like, it got pretty weak for a while, but it's like pretty much the only storm that's maintained its strength over the last couple hours. And this thing's produced hail after hail after hail. I mean, these guys have driven through at least the hail core in the storm, I think, at least 2 or 3 times today. We're in Montana right now reading books. Welcome to stream. How you doing, James? Hey, James, this is nothing, all right? I just wanted you to know this is about the worst coverage you can possibly get, all right? This is a pathetic attempt of severe weather for America. You need to come back next year in May and April, all right? This is not bad weather. We're out here picking up the scraps in Montana right here at the end of the storm season. It gets way crazier. We have days, James, it gets so bad I can't even cover all the tornado warnings. You know, there'll be multiple people streaming and there's like 20 tornado warnings at a time and you just can't even keep up with them all. Right now, we don't even have a single tornado warning right now. This is just severe thunderstorm warnings. And we have 3 severe destructive warnings, but yeah, we're basically right around the corner from summertime. But yeah, I think we had a couple tornado outbreaks this year. I've seen tornado outbreaks on a 2% day before. A 2 and a 5%. I remember Reed Tim was saying they're tornadic rain showers. Like it was a couple years ago. Like we had rain showers drop in tornadoes a couple years ago. It's like down in Alabama and Mississippi and stuff. I can't remember that day exactly, but it was pretty cool. Also, too, in America, we usually get down south where Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee is. Sometimes we do see some nasty days around Christmas in the winter, too. Hopefully it doesn't happen, because usually it's really bad when that happens. But we have had some second part of tornado season in the winter for the southern states sometimes. Just kind of depends on the weather down there. I mean, look at this. There's absolutely nothing out there. This is absolute perfect land for tornadoes. You could drop EF5s out here all day long. You don't have to worry about anybody getting hurt. Jerome, hey, we're up in Montana. All the way up here, smack dab in the middle of Montana, in the middle of nowhere. We do have some severe storms going on, though. Let me go through those real quick. So this one actually has severe destructive on it now. Crazy. So they upgraded this one. So we got another severe destructive up in North Dakota up here. Basically on the Canadian-American border. It's dropping a whole bunch of hail, like 60-mile-an-hour winds up there. Then we got another one down here in El Paso County in Colorado Springs going still. Looks like this one's pretty much out in the middle of nowhere too, so it's like a very little threat at this point. It's gone south of Ellicott. Pretty much it's out here in the middle of nowhere now. Like, all the civilized areas are up in here, so this storm's pretty much out in the middle of nowhere at this point, so it's really no threat at all, but it's still severe destructive warning. And we got another one up in, yeah, the one I said about up in North Dakota. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we literally have like very little threat right now at all anywhere. Like all these severe destructives are in the middle of nowhere, except for this one up here and up in let me take a different radar up there, because that's literally the only storm that's nearby any towns, I believe. Yeah, this one's like going over Crosby, going towards Noonan, Columbus, and North Dakota. This is really the only storm that poses any threat to humans pretty much right now. Got a couple towns up here in North Dakota, Crosby, Noonan, Larson, and Columbus. They all got 60-mile-an-hour winds and hail coming towards them. That's a really big hail core too, my goodness. Golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. I mean, it could be bigger than golf ball size with a hail core like that. All the way up in the 80 dBz. Might see some baseball size hail out of that storm. Hopefully it all falls out before it gets to noon. This is literally the only storm that's gonna be actually hitting some towns. Everything else is out in the middle of nowhere. Hey Mary, how you doing? I wonder what's like to live up here right on top of a town that's right next to Canada. Looks like that one town's in Canada and in America up there, Portal. Look at this, we got a town right here on the border. They call it Portal because it's a portal from America to Canada, I guess. See right here where the border is. It's about to start raining there, though. They're probably going to see some of this heavy rain and hail in Portal, too, as well, here in the next hour or so. Alright, let's back to Storm Runner Media. I really wish this storm would just do it for him already. Yeah, these guys up here, Storm Runner Media on the top right, they're on top of this storm right here. This storm is still maintaining its strength. Like, it's still pretty good size. Pretty impressive for a Montana storm, because usually they don't do this. They go crazy and fall apart really fast. I don't know if that's parts of rotation or hail right there. I can't really tell. I mean, this thing's definitely rotating in areas. Just hasn't condensed at all. Really broad and all over the place at this point again. How you doing, JBV Logs? Welcome to stream. Zach, what's going on, buddy? Turn up Storm Runner Media for a little bit. We can listen to them. Well, guys, we really don't have anything going on. If stuff gets crazy again, I'll probably hop back on. But at this point, I mean, we're just looking at one storm, right? It'd be awesome, though, if you guys want to keep watching, hop over here to Storm Runner Media. I can link them in the chat in case you're not in the Discord. Let me link our Discord again one more time. They could really use a like and a sub and whatever you can help, shoot them a like and a sub. They've been out there 3 days and they haven't got to chase anything. Let me pull them up here. There they are. Yep. Alright, first of all, I'm going to link Storm Runner Media, then I'm going to link the Discord. Right there, that's Storm Runner Media. And invite to our Discord if anybody wants to join up. Or basically, we got everything linked in the Discord. We got all the streamers, we got all the storm chasers, we got all the apps we use. We got Jonathan, he's making tutorial videos on how to read the radars and stuff. And pretty much just a chat room for any kind of severe weather when we're not online, just to hang out. 100% free. Go ahead and link that if you guys want to hang out with us. And that's our Discord. And I really appreciate everybody stopping in and hanging out today. Oh, wow, they're getting some wind right now. They're really getting some good winds out here. Storm's cranking up. Yeah. What do we got going on here, guys? This is the first time I've seen a bush or a tree get blown around today. But yeah, guys, if you want to keep watching these guys, just hop on over. I'll link them Storm Runner Media. I really appreciate everybody stopping in, and hopefully I get to see you guys again soon. Most likely tomorrow, because we do have a pretty big threat for tomorrow. And everybody, thanks for coming in.